Good morning. Hello, hello. London time after a crazy day yesterday. I hope everyone did well. um, let's see. Oh, get rid of this. Here we go. Yeah. Yesterday was obviously we all saw the crazy candle. It was almost 1,000 point move. Um, I was sort of lucky because I wish I don't wish I was in it because I would have issues with my consistency rules on my funded uh, on those funders when it's such a liquidity when there's so much volatility. Sometimes those accounts they just break, and I had that last time. I had to never went in drawdown, but it just eliminated my account, and it took me a week to get it back. So I was in it because I thought I saw a model that I traded, but I made a mistake, and I thought, oh, I miscalculated something, and then I thought, oh shit, let me just get out of it because the model it already occurred, and I just didn't see it on time. And I just got out, and then I moved away, and then just a few seconds afterward, I was like, what? And oh my god, I was so happy that I got out of it, even though it would have been in my direction. But on a funded account, listen, with high volatility, they can't handle that, especially in sim for some reason. So I was sort of lucky, and I still made money when we had a little bit of the move to the downside. But I was done. I think I made $600, and I was done before after pre-market. And I was okay. I'm not going to touch it anymore. But yeah, I'm just wondering if you guys managed to maybe trade it a little bit. I mean, I wouldn't after such a large move. I mean, there were opportunities, but it wasn't easy. I think um, I was watching it later on. 7 o'clock. Yeah, I managed to go back up a little bit, and then one more move to the downside here was nice. I think 11 back up into London, and now again going lower. Hey, Khalida Bimbo. Um, oh my god, are you serious? Hello, hello. I would say. Um, but anyway, now let's get back into business because it's Tuesday, and let's see if London is going to form the lower the high of the week. Most of the times, Tuesdays does form a lower high of the week. Sometimes Wednesday overrules it, but sometimes London gives us a very clear higher week. I'm just trying to thinking about if I'm looking at the structure on the higher time frame. I think it's a little bit difficult to. If there's more downside, I would say we might just go into this wick here. So we take Asia high, and we go to the midpoint of the wick, and then we go down for the rest of the week. That's a scenario that I could envision. But then again, let me see, 0.5. Just want to look at the 0.5. That's here. That's around this area here. Yeah, so bullish for now. Let's see if we get over this wick. I actually want to trade this, to be honest. I do see some nice structure. I already missed it, to be honest. Um, we have a little imbalance here. I think I do want to grade this wick, to be honest. Maybe we're gonna. I think we might use this one. So many grade it. As you can see behind me, it's nice and rainy, so I'll give you some information of the weather. I know it's very interesting. Not, just joking, guys. Some South African summer weather. Okay, let's see. Hey Dave, how are you doing? Good morning, good morning. How have you been doing trading wise? Did you make any money? I hope I can get a payout today, to be honest. So I'm going to be very, very careful with my trades. I really want to get that payout today. Don't want to ruin it on the last day. Well, it's not really last day. It's sort of like you put that in your head, right? So it's like, oh, you can get a payout after 3 days or 5 days. So this is like a 3-day cycle. And I know it's wrong actually to think that way, right? Oh my God, it's the third day that I can use. So I want to reach that kind of amount. So that's a trap. I always have to be aware of that. But anyway, we'll see. It's still, I mean, we're in the last, we have it. It seems like price action is a little bit more friendly to us nowadays. Okay, let's see, guys. I don't like this wick, to be honest. Otherwise, this would have been a valid break. Not really. Let's see. Let's just be careful. Let's be careful. So let's see if we can go higher into this wick here on the daily wick that I marked, right? So that means if we would dig deeper into this wick, midpoint, and we can't even see it. Let me go. I'm already on the 5-minute. Are you kidding me? Midpoint is around here, this area. 60 is up here, and 75 is around here. Okay, so this is one level, this one level, and this one level here. What time is it? 2:08. Okay. Yeah, it's been a good been a bit. Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, I'm Dave. I agree. But it's still, I mean, it's still a little bit tricky. But I think for me, it feels a little bit better than it was, right? And you know, in all honesty, thinking about it, like we didn't have a proper distribute. Everything was high resistance for almost 2 weeks, and then we had this big move yesterday. So, and I got really like something felt so off for me that I got really annoyed. Like something's just, and I guess then you have this big explosion of 1,000 points after we've been sort of like it's like a ball. It felt like, you know, when you put a ball underwater and you want to keep it down, and then you let it go and it goes up. It's like that. What happened yesterday, right? It's like high resistance, high resistance, high resistance, and so boom, the explosion came yesterday. And yeah, there was a news. I mean, there was a news event or a news driver, obviously. But then again, I'm still like, wouldn't it? You know, is it like really only just? Is it sort of like coordinated or something? Because at some point, I mean, it's 1,000 points. It's ridiculous, right? I mean, in one move, it's just really weird. But yeah. But here we are. But I'm still not bullish in the sense of higher time frame, I guess. I still think where there's more room to the downside. But I guess we're just going to go a little bit more up. And let's say we are going to form the high of the week on Tuesday. So that's today in London. Most of the times we do that. Or a lot of the times. I should say a lot of the times. Not always. Don't use my words against me. Not always, but a lot of the time. So let's say we go into, if we would surpass the midpoint of the wick, then I would think, okay, then we might go even higher. But I mean, then we might go even all the way up here, I guess. But we'll see. Let's just see. Let's take it up to here, until London. Let's see if we can make that. If not, we're just going to watch how price is going to behave. And that will tell us a lot, I guess. Hopefully that big move injects some better price and some better key levels and market structure to trade from. Yeah, I mean, it was, I would call it a enema plus. I mean, it really gave, I'm sure it gave some relief. But, you know, always after a large move like that, you can expect a little bit like price action like we had. A lot of people just didn't even trade yesterday because they thought, okay, you know what, there's such a large move. Let me just give it a day and I'll come back. because it moves. It's balancing out this whole large wick, right? Because this large wick needs to be balanced, right? So it's a lot of imbalances. Let's put on the opening range gap. Remember that I said it was so funny. I said we have opening range gap, and we might go. We had the opening or the close somewhere below us, and I said, well, there is a small possibility that we might go over it, and we actually did. So we had a range above it yesterday. So I said, yeah, they could work the way up to the opening, so then the opening range becomes smaller. And then it was a large range above it, and well, it was a pretty large range above it, which doesn't happen a lot of the times. But I didn't mention it. It was sort of like, nah, it can't happen. That's impossible. But you never know. But here we are. So this was the opening range. So for me, if they go into this, I don't think they're interested in really going all the way lower than this for London. Let's see. I'm just going to keep it on because I find it important. If they do, then I guess this is they balanced out the whole opening range gap of yesterday, and we won't need it for today anymore. So either if we go up, let's see what happens, or if they leave a little portion open. So you want to watch that? So I'm using that now just as a little bit of a roadmap to see what they're doing, because this is what Smart Money uses this gap a lot, because they just literally only trade the New York Open, so they just use that gap that formed between overnight trading. They don't even, I believe they don't even look at overnight trading wise, but only in the sense of the gap, if that makes sense. I'm not really sure if that's the case, but that's what I understood. Let's see. We also have the NWalks. Let's put on the NWalks. Okay, we still have some imbalances here to the downside. Yeah, that's below the opening range though. Yeah. So when I'm looking at the weekly, I really, this area looks so horrible, right? I think, do you really think they want to leave this before they go lower? What do you guys think? Hey, yeah, Dave, yeah, exactly. I see you posted that already. Hey, Matthew. Hello. New watcher. Do you trade? I do trade, but I don't really stream anymore in New York. That's sort of my private time, I guess. I do have one student, but yeah, New York. I just stopped doing that for the time being. I used to stream London and New York, but I just it's sort of like, maybe it's also the price action, to be honest, but I just prefer just my time by myself, I guess, a little bit. But who knows? I'll do it in the future. But for now, it's London time. My date is with you guys every day, unless I have to run errands, which sometimes take a day here. But then I have to take some time off. But that's it. But my date is every day with you guys. Every day. If there's no personal errands that I need to run, which I hate to run, by the way. How about you, Matthew? Which time zone are you in? I want to think London is bullish. It's just the downside is so they're worried about the bottom dropping out, which would kind of mess up my trade thesis for tonight. Yeah, Dave, it's always difficult with the large wick like this, right? Even though this is a 1 minute wick, right? It's crazy. It's so crazy. I mean, I remember I literally got out of the trade. Guys, I was on my funded. I don't want to be in that trade. I'll tell you, for one, consistency rules. For two, also your account just goes, they just break, it just breaks. And it happened to me once before and it took me a week to get it back. And I was never in drawdown, but it just sort of, they cannot handle the volatility. I made a mistake I thought I was a model that I saw that I played in pre-market, but I miscalculated it and I saw it and like, oh, you know what? Let me just get out. When I on the little, I wasn't in the red, but I thought, oh, it's not going to work because oh shit, I just missed something. Let me get out. So I waited. I think it was, where was it? I think it was, I was waiting for this. Let me just wait one more move up somewhere around here, and then I'll just get out. And I moved away, and I was, and in the back of my eye, I saw this whole, I don't know what the hell was happening. It was just, I think it was 5 or 10 seconds that I got out. But imagine if you're in and you're out of, like, if your consistency will go over, it's sometimes really weird. If you want to be in the loss, you want to, you know, bring it down, you're always on the right side. Then it's never, I mean, I've tried a few times to bring my, if I went over consistency, and like, you know what, I don't feel like, you know, trading more days and blah, blah. Let me just have a few losing trades to bring it down. Oh my God, how difficult that's actually a challenge on its own. Oh, you're you're in New York. Well, you're very people from US who are in this time are very eager and very good to hey, listen, when you have insomnia or something, it's the best thing to watch London. You'll be prepared for New York. But Matthew, I don't hope you're not, it's causing you too much sleep deprivement. But anyway, hey Zar Trader, how are you doing? I'm in South Africa, so for me the time zone is pretty awesome. It's morning here, it's 8 o'clock, 8:15 now, and so I can trade London and New York very easily. So that's why I used to stream, but it made me a little bit, I was streaming like 8 hours per day. It was a little bit too much. I tend to stream like 3-4 hours also for London. And then, you know, I really like tape reading. I really enjoy doing it. But I sort of like also need to, I do trade then, but I trade a little bit better when I'm not streaming. Let me put it that way. I got scared out of my position in the morning, shut it down, and woke up to seeing boom. But hey, listen, this is not a normal trade you actually want to be in, to be honest. It's not really. I think I still had a nice level. Six, was it 888 yesterday? I actually had a nice trade. I tried. I put it in the, did I put it in the chat? It was like a reclaimed fair value, a reclaimed fair value gap that kept on. Let me see what time I need to go back in my journal. Hold on. It didn't go all the way. Oh, I think, yeah, here it was. Yeah. On the 1 minute, this was a reclaim. This kept being reclaimed, and I thought, oh, we're gonna go higher. So I had like 888 was my level. I still like 888, by the way, as a level if we go to the upside. But let me go in the 1 minute. So and I kept on adding micros. It was a demo trade because I couldn't trade anymore. But I was up at $1,000 at some point. Let me show you guys. But I didn't reach my target. So that was, yeah. So this was like. So I was aiming for. I thought, oh, we're gonna go much higher. Obviously, that's a little bit. So I was using this as a reclaimed. Was it here? I think it was this area. Yes. Reclaimed fair value. This was actually, this is an implied fair value gap, by the way. If you take half, if you don't see fair value gaps, guys, you can always use wicks, and there is your implied fair value gap as well. Now, there was an implied, but I think maybe I was on the 30 seconds. Hold on. What was I doing here? It was this move. It was this move I was aiming for, but it didn't go higher than it rejected in this. This was a rejection block here. So I exited somewhere here. But it was still quite a big move. It was just a demo trade. Yeah, I think it was 60 points or something. But I had 8 micros on. 8 micros. So I kept on adding. Let me look in my. I put it on the Discord, by the way. Let me check what area I used because I can't see it now. It's a very clear area. Sometimes you don't see things. I want to show you guys what I used. Oh, I put it in the Discord. Yeah, I put it in the Discord. Oh, it was a reclaimed. Yeah, a reclaimed fair value gap. There you go. 9:45. Yeah, I used this one here. Was it what was I on the 11:09? Oh, it was on the micro. Okay, I was on the micro. I see. Yeah, it was on the micro. Let me change it for you guys. I'll show you what I was looking at. MNQ. 9:51. Yeah, this one's the one formed in a break in the macro here. This little fair value gap. And I kept adding. It was this is the reclaimed one. This one was the one that was being used. And I kept adding every tab 1, 2, 3, and then during the 10:50 to 11:10 macro, I wanted to. I thought it might expand a little bit higher, but it rejected here, so that's why I got out here. But it was still a good trade because my stop was below exactly here. I thought this would be the low because you can see this wick goes into here, then one higher, and this one doesn't on top of it, and then it goes off. So this was my confirmation of the trade. It was a very good trade. It was a demo trade, by the way, because um, but there's so much more fair value gap. People only think there's one fair value gap, but there are implied, there are reclaimed. So this would have been my. I was actually aiming higher, but it didn't work out. I got out somewhere here. Still 6R trade. With 8 micros. So I was up over $1,000 on that trade. So yeah, always like look for different. It's not like, oh, there's nothing here, there's nothing. No, it keeps on uses this one, keeps on using. Reclaim fair value gaps are very, very valuable, guys. Very, very valuable, especially in these kind of scenarios. Hey Matthew, sleep well. I don't think there's. I think we might have a trade, to be honest. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, so Tuesday low, Tuesday high of the week. So I think we're going higher. We're already over midnight, so I think we are going into this week. Let me go back to NQ. I usually trade on, and even though I trade micros, I chart on NQ. But lately, I must be honest that the charting on the MNQ is better than it didn't used to be like that. So I'm bullish for London, and I think we're going to go into this week. So 591 has my interest. I haven't anticipated yet, but I think it's bullish. So I don't agree with you, Ash. I think we have a bullish scenario for London. We're definitely going to see daily open. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that. I'm going to switch off the opening range gap because we're not going to the bottom. See, we left a little. If I grade it, most likely it's 25. Let's see if it's exactly 25% that we left. Go a little bit underneath it. We went below 25%. Okay, we left a little piece open. That's okay. Hey Aussie, gotcha, Ash. Yeah, it's not easy. I get you. I got you. But you see how it's been using the London 9th of March fair value gap. It's been going below it, and now it tapped here exactly at 155. So we're above midnight. We're above previous AQ, and you can see here that when we went through midnight, it left a fair value gap. That's very bullish. When you go through a time like this and you leave a fair value gap over this time, it's not retesting it. It's really literally leaving an imbalance. So that's very bullish. So I didn't enter yet because I'm not really that interested yet. But technically, let's see if we can find an entry, guys. Let's just wait for maybe a better scenario. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see daily open and maybe even Asia high. And then maybe we form London high, and maybe it's bearish from here, or I want to see if we dug into a higher time frame PD array here. Just want to see what level in 193 did we do anything? Oh, of course. One that we went dug into fair value gap, and here another one. Okay, so that's bullish. So we can consider this a breaker. This is a breaker on the 15. Okay, I'm gonna change my. Okay, now a low risk buy would be a retest of this breaker area. Let's see. Oh. I've marked a 15-minute breaker. I already left, so we're just gonna wait. Dave, not at all. I would not be. I don't have FOMO at all. Why? I see there's a potential break here, but I also see a fair value gap here. So I'm not too eager to anticipate, because if this activation of the breaker is activated now, but what if we go into here, we might reject. So I am just watching. I'm not interested at all to anticipate because I have conflicting information again. I see a breaker, I see a fair value gap. Maybe this is a breaker, but if it goes into here, we could also go back down, but it could also reject this one and go back higher. Or it goes into here, goes into the breaker, and then goes back up. I'm sort of hoping for this scenario, that we go into here and then we retest this and then we go back up. Because the retest of a breaker and then the move up is much more powerful than you are looking for something, but it might already stop here. I'm not interested in that. That's just for me a baby move. If it does that, if it runs without me, it's a low probability entry for me because I don't have any, I don't have my amount of confluence that I want to have. And for me, it's just, I don't know. I would rather wait for a larger move with a proper retest within a macro. I'll just wait. I'm just not interested in this. Remember, we just opened up, right? We haven't even opened up. London is going to open at 4. We still are. London is still. We still have the discrepancy between the times. I think it will end after this week. I think next week will be normal. Then London open is again at 3 a.m. Eastern. Tap the NWOG. Yeah, NWOGs are magnificent. I love my NWOGs. Exactly. Yeah, Aussie trader, but it tapped the NWOG, but also tapped into this fair value gap on the 1 hour, right? So for me, it's low probability. You really want to see one of them being, you want to be sure that it's going to disrespect either this. If I want to be bullish, I want to see this disrespected. So I'm not, I see a breaker, but I also see a 1 hour fair value gap here. So which one is stronger, the 1 hour fair value gap or the 15-minute breaker? So We might want to go a little bit more down, maybe, right? Because the problem with the breaker is that you need to have, in order for a breaker to be very valid, you want it to go into a higher time frame PD array. But the thing is, this is such a big, large, higher time frame PD array. We keep on going into it. So every move lower is going into this one. So I don't know now which one is more valuable. Is it now this bearish fair value gap on the 1 hour or this large one? You know, so if this would have been like, let's say, a 4-hour fair value gap where we go into here, for example, right? And that's your breaker. You need a sweep right at the bottom, and it needs to go into a high time frame PD array. Now it's the same. We have conflicting information here: bearish, bullish. So for me, it's now I'm just going to watch for now. I'm still more bullish than bearish, but I might be totally wrong, and it still might want to go into here, right? Because we got a gap here. It might want to go into the N wall. Maybe reject here of the event horizon. Respect this for now, and then go maybe a little bit low, and then go up. So let's see. So this is low probability for me because I can frame it both ways, even though I'm more bullish than bearish. But I can be totally wrong. We've been using this 3 a.m. We have Friday, so I think we're going higher, but I just really want a more confirmation here. Oh, you hear that bird? So cute. Do you hear that noise? It's a meow, meow. Very cute sound. I don't know what that sound. Oh, yes, that was so sad. Yes, Sunday. You know the trumpeter hornbills here, they have very big beaks and they don't see. I have my glass doors closed. Oh, shit. So I was just sitting inside. It was raining and storming a little bit and it was almost done. So everything was closed. And I was like, what the hell was that? It was one of those trumpeter hornbills that went into the window and then it fell down, but it fell into a plant. So it was sort of like, but I thought, oh my God, I don't hope it broke its neck. So I went down and it was looking at me, but they're quite big. So I couldn't, normally I pick up the birds and I make sure that they're safe and then they can fly away again at some point, but I couldn't do anything. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was just like, and I'm like, oh, please, 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 please make, and after half an hour, it flew off again. And I thought, but I think it broke some of its beak, but it's okay. So the trader show, why am I not in a long? What do you think if you look at the 1 hour? Why would I not be in a long at the moment? Hey, good morning to you, by the way, as well. Hope you did well. Did you trade, by the way? I'm not in a long. I am waiting for more information. I am more bullish than bearish, but I don't feel comfortable yet to enter the long. Why do you think that is? If you look at the 1 hour here on the right. I'm just marking something else that I just noticed. You took the short at 11. Well done. Well, actually, I was in a long actually in that area because I saw reclaimed, but there was a short after. It didn't. It rejected at 11, I believe, right? Let me go back to. Was it 11? Are you talking Eastern? Okay, let's see what happens at the event horizon, which is also the high of this wick. I want to see if it rejects here or if it's going to push through. Now I'm more bullish than bearish, but I'm not going to take this risk. Why? Because of this fair value gap. I would rather wait and see if this might be a point of rejection. We also have this one here. This might be a reclaimed bearish fair value gap. So I want to see what happens here. See. 11 a.m. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was trying for a long. I think it was after, and then it was a short, but well, yeah, I think you just I would have been normal. I'm still bullish, but I saw this bearish fair value gap, so I was just waiting. I saw the retest of this one exactly, but for me, this move up to here is just not big enough. I would rather have a larger move with a proper retest. I also saw a 15-minute breaker here. Let me show you. So I marked this one. So I would rather let this run, see what happens when it gets into this bearish fair value gap, and see if it's rejecting here. So for me, this is just, I mean, it's still a good move, but I'm just not interested to, I rather would keep my, I mean, it's still a good move. Let me see. But the retest was before I was on stream, right? So the retest already occurred here. Let's see at 2 o'clock. Where's 2 o'clock? Here. And then we go up. 85 points, yeah. I'm not really too worried. I think I would rather have a proper retest, for example, and then I would, like, for example, if it rejects here and it goes back down a little bit and we get a proper entry, if it really wants to go back up, I would rather have an entry that goes back into this range and then that move up. That's the move that really interests me. So if I would have seen this at 1, I might have entered and then maybe up to this fair value gap, right? Then it might be interesting for me. But I was just talking here and going over some stuff, so we'll wait. See, I just want to see if we are rejecting this here and how it's behaving. Yeah, I'm just sort of like, collecting intel. It's still slow, a little bit spotty. And I can see how it's looking. Okay, we've got a nice doji here. I like this fair value gap. It's 241. Patience is, yes, I'm really I'm really starting to get better with that as well. So I'm thinking of like, okay, what are you going to do here, right? Because this is bearish. We inverted it. But is it going to be is it going to be an inversion or a bearish reclaimed fair value gap, right? Because if we're going to tap into it and go back down, or are we going to go up and invert this one now? Ooh, look at that. I'm going to mark this here. A little imbalance here. Let's see. Yeah, daily open is definitely in play, but let's see. I'm okay to miss it. Yeah, I also want to get a payout today, but you guys know I always paper trade my first few trades anyway. It's just it's just one of my rules that I really stick to, even though it's a winning trade. Yesterday on stream, I had an awesome trade. I was 75 points, but it was on demo. It's okay. I mean, I made $600 later on in pre-market yesterday. Not with that move afterwards, but I'm sort of like I just work better when I just I just feel more comfortable when I. Sometimes my brain is just not working. I'm really like slow and or my internet and I can see and I'm like oh. So I really like just paper trading my first two trades, well one trade for sure, and then sometimes second. But I think when I have the confidence that markets are a little bit back to normal, I can go back to do it sooner. But I just don't feel. I've got burned so much. Hey, Methercy, how you doing? Now, for those who have been early, um, the end walk retest up to the event horizon is literally a model, right? You guys, you can literally 140 points. So that was 125. Start running. That is a model on its own. Yeah, exactly. And trader shop, you understand. For me, it's also but you have to journal your demo, your paper trades, and treat them the same. I feel the same. I don't like back testing anymore. I don't back test anymore. I don't want to say it's bad. For everyone, please back test. But I got to a point I don't like it because either I know how the market what happened already, or I just don't feel the same emotions that I have. I have the same emotions almost when I forward test live with my on demo on I get the same annoyance, I get the same irritation, I get the same heartbeat if I'm raw, if I'm chasing, if I'm revenge trading, if I'm impatient. I feel the same. And because I journal them and I do them live on stream, I feel the same pressure. But I don't have it with backtesting. So uh, so I stopped doing it. And for me, just the journaling and like making print screens of the trade, what happened, and that makes that forces my brain to see the repeating structures over and over and over and over again. Yeah, exactly. It's just creating the habits, and it's just creating, and it doesn't matter how you do it, what works for you. Some people have a good memory; they don't even need to journal. Well, most people need to journal. Let me get that wrong. Let me get this straight. I record my screens and my face when I trade. Well done. Yeah, it doesn't matter, but I think it's just either way you do it. It's just, and then you will see the. I think that's actually pretty. Well, I stream, so I can see myself. But when you journal your face, is that to go back to see your expressions and things like that, or what's the? Hey, listen. I also don't journal in the normal way. I also do it different than most people do it. So look how bullish again. Look how bullish. But so I've only one student, and I keep hammering on the journaling, and it's so important because I also said to her, um, for me, the real growth came because when I started journaling, that's where I make all the connection. You reverse engineer. So if I have a bad demo, if my I learned the most of my losing demo trades, or in my losing trades, but in generally, I try to have my most losing trades on demo. So I go in my journal and I reverse engineer and I really look for what did I miss, what could I have done better, and also execution wise, how can I improve my win my R to R, right? And that is where I really start really improving and seeing new things and new little algorithmic signatures by just going into the stream. But it takes time in the beginning. But once you start seeing all these things, it's so much fun. It's so much when you see, like, I actually went over this morning, we had a session and we went over a slide and I noticed that I made a little mistake somewhere, but I discovered actually I think it's a new PD array, to be honest. And I was like, oh my God, that's actually wrong, but oh, it still worked. But how did it work? So I need to go into it again because I think I discovered something new now. So I really have to, but I mean, I'm an algoholic. I go back and I could take hours and then I look into it and look for, I go back in the chart and look for that because it was really interesting. I'm like, oh, but what did I actually mark then? But it's not then actually that, but it is something because it's working. So, yeah. So will it be able to reach this volume imbalance, or are we going to, we have a macro coming. It gives you insight on yourself, so when you trade, you recognize the emotions more clearly. Well done. I love it. I want to know what I look like on LinkedIn. Oh, I remember one time it was off stream and I was not recording myself and I got so annoyed and I was like really literally, and I was like, oh my God, if I would have recorded myself, I would have looked so stupid. And it wasn't that long ago, to be honest. But I got so upset. Either I overtraded a little bit, but also I didn't see something, and I didn't walk away, and this how lately the price action has been. And I was also thinking I wish I was, but I don't think I would let it get that far when I'm on stream, because I know how stupid it looks, and you just become ridiculous. You say you're just like you. And I was like, really, I was like, okay. But the real actually it made me laugh, and I'm like, okay, next time you should record and you should show it. When you do this again, you have to show people what you're doing and what you're saying, because then again, you will never do it again. But I didn't record myself. I made one short. It was in the beginning. I was recording everything, and I actually did make a joke of myself a little bit. I was in a really long trade, but it wasn't that. It was still, I was like talking to myself. Okay, oh my God, I'm going to sleep now, and things like that. But yeah. Okay, 250. Um, let's see if this macro gives us half of the macro to the upside and the other, or is it just going to blast through up and disrespect this? Or are we going to respect the end wall or the event horizon and go back down? There will be entries. Let's see. I literally got so pissed one time. I cussed myself on camera. That was a very. Will you be a? Are you trader shop? Are those things that you show to friends or something, or is it like, oh my God, I'm so ashamed, I'm not going to show it. It's just for myself. But yeah, I know when you tilt, you become ridiculous. It's really, I mean, guys, it's a tip for everyone. Film yourself and just watch it, and you can delete it afterwards. Make sure that no one can use it against you. But you look so stupid, and the things you're saying, you don't even realize how your brain. I mean, tilt is a real thing, and it happens to everyone. It's just a matter of some people just tilt sooner than others, and you train it to delay the process of getting to. But if we stay long enough in the markets and we don't follow our rules, The markets are by design for us retailers to tilt to, and it's designed for fear and greed. That's why there's so much manipulation. But if you hear yourself, it's so funny. You don't even did I really do that? And even though you did, you can't really remember it. I'm like, oh my god, it's really a weird thing. Your functional side of the brain, where you lose logic, just stops working. Literally, that's why it's biology. It's not only discipline. It's just some point that part of the brain shuts working, and you go into your fight flight response, and it's just like when you get in a really nasty fight, you say weird things, right? It's similar, but it's really weird, and then you can really start understanding, like, oh my god, it's not me. Well, it is you, but um, it's just a part of your brain just shuts out. That's why I love tape reading without being in a trade, because your brain just works differently, and you just process more. Um, oh, you have a I gotcha. Okay, here we go. Let's see. But it's a true thing, right? It's just your brain just works differently. Let's make this last push up to 6633. Well, I think we're still macro, so I think I think it will push. It's still a macro. I think we're gonna go over this. I think we're gonna hit daily open. Let's see. I'm just gonna wait. Daily open is in play, like I said. So it's gonna go here. I said it already. This is very bullish. When you see this happening here, fair value gap through midnight is very bullish. Previous DEQ, very bullish. Now, why didn't I enter? Because it just doesn't fit my rules yet. I just need more confluences. I can see where it's going. I said I'm sure it's going to go here, but I just don't want to enter. I want a retest of something. I should have entered here at 145-ish. Then I had a proper, I could leave a runner, but this is just not, this is just a grind up. It could have stopped at the event horizon as well, so that's why I'm a little bit, I just don't want to take that. I would have only traded up to event horizon and just reassess again. Don't worry, guys. There will be an entry with more confirmation. If it's going to continue up, we'll get our confirmation. If it's going to stop running up, we'll know. Then we'll have a good trade. And sometimes we don't have a trade at all because our brain is not working. But I think we might see the London 20 March here. Otherwise, this one here. So what I don't like, the market lately, what could happen is that we just create another equal high or low, or we take out this high into here, and then we might reverse, retest, and then later go on here. So that's what I'm sort of like waiting for. If it keeps on spiking up, I miss the move, but it's very hard to enter when it just keeps on going, right? There's also no, is there propulsion blocks? Let me see in the 1 minute. I don't. Yeah. See, this is not the. I am not too crazy about this kind of price action. You guys know that. So look at this trend line liquidity. This is screaming to be taken to the downside again. And then once this is cleaned, I'm ready to attack. Yeah. Look at this beautiful trend line liquidity. Beautiful. What time is it? 58. Okay. Hey, Ember Nation. So London session technically opens at 3 a.m. Eastern, but because there is daylight savings in the US that happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago by now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but and London did not have. We still have London open at 4 a.m. Eastern until I believe after this weekend. Then everything will be back to normal. Then we have daylight savings time. US and Europe, they caught up, and then everything is back to normal, and then it's 3 a.m. Eastern. So always remember that when there's daylight saving times, there's always contract rollovers as well. So these weeks are always like a little bit. So if you're looking for silver bullet, you might be a little bit confused because these last few weeks, the silver bullet could be at after 4 a.m. Eastern because then it's when London opens. But there were at 3 a.m. as well, I noticed, but it's a little bit, you always have to be aware it's a little bit off. So let me check. London time. I believe after this weekend we'll be back to, everything will be back to normal because I think London changes time this weekend. London time. Yeah, it's 7 o'clock in London now. So it opens at 8 a.m. So then it will be open. Okay, let's see what we are doing here. So do you see the difference on the 1 hour and the 15 minute? We didn't take out this liquidity, and we're sort of like rejecting here. Not for now. So let's see if they make an equal high and they leave it, or are they going to take it and we go back into the range and we retest something, whatever. Looks bullish still. 3 o'clock. I'm quickly going to, I need to go to the bathroom very quickly. I'm exhausted. Long day for me. Good luck in London. Hey, Dave. Take care. What is IB? Initial balance. I look at a balancing of the market, and but I don't know what you mean exactly by initial balance. What is initial balance? I look at imbalances all the time and how they are balanced or which imbalances are still left behind. So, okay, now the question is this macro going to take out this high, or is it going to leave this high and go back into the range? It looks a little bit bullish to me, but let's see. Okay, we took out the high. We took out the high. Whoa. Yeah, I think we're going to get a rejection here. Oh, Emerald Nation, you mark at the first hour range session, then buy at 50%. There's so much more to it. I mean, you can do that, but I think that's very simplistic, to be honest. But there's so much more to. But I think it could work a lot of the times. It's literally. I think it's more important if you understand candles OHLC, the open, high, low closes of every candle, and then you can use the hourly candle. I think that's actually more valuable because I trade the distribution. I try to trade 1 hour distribution candles, or preferably 4 hour. But it hasn't been more than 1 hour lately. Okay, I need to go to the bathroom. Hey, did you pass it? Well done. Yoo! Oh, let's put the money machine. I haven't used that for a long time. Where's my money? Hold on. This one is for Trader Shop. Hey, where's my money? There we go. This one is for you. This one is for you, my friend. Yeah, you can dream. You can dream now. Yeah, I hope to have my. I hope to get my payout today. Request a payout. If not, it will be uh, tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Daily open. Priya, if you are here, daily open. Yeah, well done. So for those who are waiting and missed the move, um, what kind of eval do you have, Amber Nation? Is it how much did you what's your eval? So I just want to point out something for those because some people get the move and some people don't, and some people just prefer to wait. If you miss a move like this, don't feel bad because we are leaving. It's really creating a lot of beautiful imbalances, which will all be used later. So if you have price, I just get like, okay, well, I missed the move. I'm not interested in chasing, so I'm just gonna wait. But I'm seeing a lot of beautiful price action being created that can be used later on. So just really, especially when it just goes up, 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 sometimes you just have to let it go and just wait patiently for, either retracement and stuff like that. Um, exactly. And that's also something I just want to point out. Like if I just start and I'm talking, I'm like, you know what? I just don't see a proper trade. And yeah, I already said I think it's going up, but I just don't want to enter because look here, it just went up, up, up. It's really not really a nice. Well, I could have entered here, but still it was low probability. I would rather have a retest here. Now there was one retest here, 220. But the best trade was from here and then up. But then I would have only, like I said, I would have traded only up to event horizon because there was too many. What's your drawdown, Embryo Nation, on 50K? Is it 2,500 or 3,000? Ooh, 6 hour candles. I love 6 hour candles. I actually look a lot at the 6 hour candles. I look a lot at the 6 hour candles. Yeah, I mean that was the same as the N walk, and we're going into the the wick here. But I'm still interested in this. I think we're still going higher. I mean, I'm still not 2,000 drawdown. Okay, so technically you don't have 50K. Technically you only have 2,000, right? Because your drawdown is 2,000. Now, the problem is nowadays that if I would say you can only trade, technically you say you don't want to risk more than 1% per trade because, hold on just one second. I just want to see something. 6 times 6. Yeah. Yeah. That's why the midnight open was so today, because you said it was as you said, it was in line with the NWOG placement. Yeah. Let me get back to it. Well, midnight wasn't on the NWOG, right? The NWOG was here. We tapped into it, but this was why it was so bullish. When you have a pass through like this, and the pass through was also in my macro. You see 150 to 210. So this macro gives me a lot of information. So oh, look at this. We're just going up. So it was giving me a very bullish vibe. When I watched this, I was like, okay, this is extremely bullish. And I said, well, I'm very certain to say that we're going to go here. We're going to see daily open. I'm not afraid to say that. I said that, right? But there was no retracement. It's just going up, up, up. And it's very hard to position yourself. And I would really recommend everyone just to let it go. If it goes up, 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 just let it go. Look, this is trend line. We're going to get a nice, this is a very slow grind up. We might, most likely, maybe everything is going back to normal. We might have a low resistance liquidity run to the downside. Because look at this trend line. It's just beautiful. When I see this, I get very excited. I really don't mind missing this move. It's just forming imbalances, leaving a lot of, it's just creating a very nice trading scenario. And it's telling us it's bullish. So we might get a London high. I mean, we're already getting a London high. London hasn't even opened yet, so we might get a continuation. So, and we'll wait. And if we miss it, we miss it. That's okay. We don't care. And New York is there. I still need to go. Let me quickly go to the. I'll get back to your embronation to your drawdown. Hold on. Let me just quickly go to the bathroom. What time is it? 3:10. Okay. Okay, here we go. Here we are. Okay, let's see now. Look at this beautiful 4-hour candle. Isn't it beautiful, guys? Finally, we're seeing just a little bit of normalcy. So we disrespected this one. But this is not easy. This is never easy to trade. Just trickling up, trickling up, trickling up, trickling up. 3 o'clock. This could have been a trade. 3 o'clock into this fair value gap and boom, off to the races again. 100 points. Beautiful, right? Yeah, guys, I don't feel any FOMO at all, and I'm like, you know what? Let it just do its thing, and it's just giving us intel what it's doing. The only thing that I'm wondering now is I think we're on our way to 586, but I really want a retracement. I really want to have a better entry. I don't want to end. I don't want to, you know, catch a falling knife. It could have rejected here. It could have rejected here. It could have rejected here. 3 o'clock could have gone lower. Because it went up, it could have done anything else, because the 3 o'clock could also make a candle to the downside and take out this liquidity, go back into this range and go up. Just because it went up, it didn't, you know, it's just for me low probability, so I didn't take this at all. But let's see if we can get a nice, oh, we touched, now I would be interested in a short. I'm going to paper trade a short now. What time is it? 3:15. I like it. There you go. Oh, hold on. I did stop me out already. Okay, I haven't even positioned myself properly. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I had to charge my phone. Okay, apparently the market is still going up. Look at this going beautifully, just beautiful. Just beautiful, but I'm still not going to enter the long from here. Okay, I want to, yeah, okay, I think we're going to get a pullback now finally. 317. Oh, I already did that. Okay, hold on. These, oh yeah, okay, let's go back into Emerald Nation. The problem nowadays, the ranges are so big. So if you have 1%, if you're using 1% of your drawdown, and you're trading micros or minis, and you've got 2,000 drawdown, you can only use 20 I'm going to put on a paper trade again. Hold on. You can only put, I should go on micros maybe. Maybe that's better. So it should, stop loss is going to be here. My TP should be somewhere around this area here. So normally you want to have a 1%, but it's impossible now to. How are you guys with the 2000? I use a little bit. You know, if I've got a model that I've been using for a while, so I've got a little bit higher, but I don't want to advise it for people on their evals. But technically, it's very difficult now to use 1% because the ranges are so large now. So you have to go up a little bit higher. So you really have to just trade either one micro or just be, just be careful with how much you use. But it's almost impossible to just use 1% on your eval, to be honest. So what are you guys using nowadays with this volatility, guys, on your eval? Trader Shop. You had a larger, but what will you use on your, if you got 2000 drawdown, if you got a 50K account, what will be your, if you're still here? Guys, let us know. I mean, I'm just, because it really, if you have a solid model that you have been working, I mean, if you have a model that you back tested, you can go a little bit higher, but if you don't have a model yet, you have to be very careful nowadays, especially if you take too much risk and you over leverage, you blow your account very quickly, because that's why we blow our accounts, because we over leverage and we don't have a proper risk reward. But I noticed that 1% now is pretty difficult, even on a micro, because it's literally 10 points, right? $20 on a micro is 10 points. So let's say if you make it 20, if you make it 2%, it's 20. So, but then you're just putting on more risk. And that's why I told my student not to go back into evals yet. Just, practice, work on the model, and just wait till price action becomes a little bit better, so she can only risk max 1 to maybe 1.5 per trade on a 50K account. Because if you're still beginning, you're going to make a lot of mistakes, and it's hard. I only use one micro, very slow way, but I'm not stressed. Yeah, but how much is your Aussie? How much do you put per? How much risk are you putting on per trade? 1%? Are you calculating 1%? Okay, Emerald Nation, I'm gonna tell you, if you just backtested something one day or one weekend, it's nothing. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you backtest a model, you should backtest this for weeks. If you really are talking about a model that works for you, it's not just, oh, I just backtested something and it works. A well backtested model takes time to really backtest, and it's not. You should have at least over 100 trades. At least minimum should be 100 trades that you can really say, okay, I've got a model that is really working well. Look, times are not easy, even for more experienced traders. We also have, like, everybody's complaining, oh my god, the ranges are so big, my stop loss is so large right now. So if you are not, for the less experienced, it's even more difficult nowadays, because the ranges are huge, so our stop losses increases a lot now. You see, it doesn't want to go down, right? So I'm happy that I'm in a paper trade. Doesn't give you any doesn't really go down. Let's see, 322. But Umber Nation, if you feel like you have a good model and you think it's working, I mean, then you can go up to, I mean, it also depends on what your R2R, your win rate is. And you don't need, you can technically, if you have a good R2R, if your win rate is 60%, 50%, but you've got 3R, 4R win rate, You know, you can go 50%, that's fine. It depends on what you're testing. You need to do a lot of testing to figure out, is my win rate, what's my R to R with that model? Is it only 2R? Is it 3R, 4R? If it's 4R and you can see, oh, okay, well, I'm winning, I've got like only 50 or 60%, but it's a 4R trade every time, you can still do it, right? Because it's still, that one time that you have a winning trade, it still will make up for those losing trades. So it's not really like that. So I find it really difficult now, and I'm sorry that I hear streamers, oh, you just risk 250 per trade, and I'm like, yeah, those streamers, they push their prop firm code because they like you to lose, right? So a 60% win rate with two, okay, gotcha, okay. Well, then try 2 or 3%, I would say. I mean, because it's really hard to go for 1%, in all honesty. But I wouldn't really say, there are streamers who say, yeah, yeah, 250 per trade. They don't care. They want you to lose because they want you to, and be sure to use their program code. I say no to that because it's too much in this time. Because 250, if you have 2,000 drawdown, it's only 10 trades and then you're out. And you always we always over leverage. So, but just go to, if you have a micro, just go to maybe, it also look, Ember Nation, look how many points, if you have backtested, you can see how much, what is your stop loss, how big is your stop loss. There is always like an average. For me, my max is 40 points. No matter what I do, if I'm over 40 points, I get uncomfortable and it means I'm doing something wrong. So whatever I do, I don't even have to calculate anymore. If I'm like looking at a trade and I'm over 40 points, I'm like, okay, something's off. It doesn't matter if it's mini micros. I'm like, okay, it's my limit and something is off. So every strategy that I have, everything, if I go over 40 point stop loss, I just have to stop doing it. Otherwise, I'm over leveraging and I'm always get punished. So I know that by now. So for me, max 40 points. But I always try to obviously go less. And technically, I don't. I sometimes I manage to get trades without drawdown, but um, but at some point, if you journal and you journal your trades, you'll see, oh, my trades that work out have an average of a stop loss of that, and then I'm still good. So then you can trust that. For me, even without thinking, I already know, okay, 40 points is my max. And if I see a trade and I put my tool and I go over, I'm like, nah, I shouldn't do it. Let's just let it go, let it go. And either I just demo trade it or I don't take it on my account. Oh wow, my average stop loss is well done. Oh, that's perfect. Well, hey, there you go. Keep using 1% then. Keep using 1%, and then you can scale. Then you can go up to two micros, and then you can use to $30, right? So then you put on a little bit more risk. If that's pretty awesome. Yeah, give it a go. Oh yeah, it's on ES. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, ES is a little bit different. I'm talking NQ because then ES you need a little bit less points because you get more money out of each point. But it's sort of like 75% of NQ, I would say. Okay, let's see if my stop loss gets hit. My TP. See, it might already go back here. It's so bullish now, guys. We actually activated this one here. Um, it's so slow. Come on. I just want to go to 15 again. So I think the scenario changed a little bit. Yeah, you see this one here? You're not interested anymore because you are too low. How low can you go? How low can you go? I'm more interested in this little gap here. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see this anytime soon. You're too low. We might not see midnight at all today anymore. Bye bye, midnight. Okay, we got an inversion here. Yeah, I need some kind of retest. I just can't enter from here. Yeah, I really want this one to be retested. You are my I might want to raise my TP a little bit. Lower you. If you go up here, I'm not interested in you anymore. And I'm gonna raise you a little bit. Just gonna make it a little bit higher. Here we go. 329. And then I want to enter a long wherever it wants to go. Let's see. And Q has burned me so many times I've stopped trading it. Hey Barpreet Singh. But hey, Ammunition, keep me posted how it's going. Or keep us posted. We can. Okay, let's see. 329. Maybe it doesn't want to go lower. We're at the Asia high now. Okay, the blue box can go. I don't need you anymore. Hey DBT, how are you doing? So we took out the equal lows here and we went into this further. The question is, does it want to go a little bit lower, dig into this one here or not? Or are you just going to continue to the upside? Let's see. Hey Meredith, hey, and C4, Lucy. Yeah, I know a couple of trades that only trade ES, and it just it comes down to preference. I just fell in love with NQ, but I must say honestly as well lately, sometimes when I can't see the structure very clearly on NQ, and I look at ES, then I see it sometimes. But I still ES is a little bit too slow for me. But hey, it all comes down to personal preference. But there's nothing wrong with trading ES. Oh yeah, I was busy with the bar preet. Looking at the 2 hour, if this gap inverts, can we expect 25,536, 24,697? Well, I'm looking at this inversion here, like this 15-minute, this one here, because I do want some kind of a little bit of retest. But hey, it just could, use this wick and go back further up. But I'm not going to enter any long until I get a retest. So either I'm paper trading this short to see if it gets into my area. And you're looking at the 2 hour, but hey, I'm looking for a long from somewhere. You're looking at the 2 hour. That's actually a very interesting candle. You see that? If we have we don't have a closure above 456 on the 2 hour, then we are definitely. But I'm still very bullish. Hey Bluesy, yeah, no, I know. Then I get like 1,000 cows delivered, right, on my front door, something like that. I know there's so many. This is actually quite interesting. If we do have a body closure on this one here, I mean, I'm still very bullish to be honest. But like I said, I think we're going to go up to 574 here. I think we're going to go here and even higher maybe. But we just need a retest. Look, London hasn't even opened yet, right? At 4 a.m. Eastern. This is the last week that we have the 4 a.m. Eastern open. So I think we're going to get a London. We're going to go higher and form a London high, and that might be the high of the week. Who knows? That might be the high of the week. I like this 2-hour candle. I prefer, I look at the 3 and the 6-hour a lot. But the 2-hour is nice because I give you this little inversion, right? So yeah, definitely. But you said, you asked if this gap, can we expect 25,536? I think this is in play here. 593, 531. All these lines are in play. Well, we already hit the first one here, 500. And this is the daily wick that I'm using, right? I believe we're working our way up into this wick. And maybe this is the high, 527, but we'll see. This also could be the high. This could be it. But let's see. I mean, I'm in a trade here. Okay. Short. So we went to a higher time frame PD array. The time, and we already ended a macro, 317. We went into this one here. So that was my confirmation that we were going short. I needed one more here, and then I entered. And now it's just waiting. This is changing the state of delivery. Order block retest here. This open price retested it 1, 2, 3 times. Boom, going down. Yeah. You know, and the funny thing, the only thing he actually said was, it's not a ceasefire. It's just like, oh, I'm not going to bomb your power plants. But, you know, he actually, like, think about this, guys. A few weeks ago, they didn't even talk about bombing any power, just saying we're not going to bomb any power plants already gave the tweet, but it's not a ceasefire at all. I think they were planning this move anyway, or because everything was so suppressed for such a long time. We didn't have any low resistance liquidity run for 2 weeks. I'm going to bring up my here just above. Okay, let's see. I don't think he changes his mind. He's just playing. He's playing 5D chess. And it was such a good strategy because he caused so much confusion within the IRGC because everybody was like, no one talked to us. No, there were no talks. Now they're fighting inside because they're all like, no, we didn't. No one talked. Now they're all accusing each other. Who talked with the UN? No one. But they are denying that there was talks. So it was just it's a brilliant move, to be honest. Okay, question, guys. Should I get out here? This could also be a rejection block here. Or are we going to take out this liquidity? Are we going to balance out this imbalance? What time is it? 3:38. I think it's going to take out the it might go a little bit higher. I'm going to wait. Now, why is this low probability? Because of the time, right? 3:38. Yeah. So this is a rejection block, guys. So that's why I didn't go lower. Let's see. um, it's 40 minutes, 40 past. So I think we're going to have some 10 minutes of consolidation before it's going to use most likely the macro to take it to go lower. If it does it, let's see. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Next point here, 587. Yeah, I really like 587, guys. I'm gonna go for a long. I'm gonna open my account because I want to trade that on my account. 587. I want to have that trade. Hey, Mr. Chaos Factor, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing awesome. Hope to get a payout after today's price action. Had two good. What I feel like price action is getting a little bit better today, lately. Even though we still have to be careful. Don't get me wrong, but it's sort of like it's less spotty. These moves are look a little bit nicer. There's just more room. The playing field is getting a little bit better, so to speak. But we still have to be very vigilant. This is just a demo trade, Mr. Chaos Factor. But I'm thinking I'm still bullish. I like this level here for London high, 587-ish, 24,588-ish. So I'm hoping we get a nice retracement and then after 4 o'clock, 350 macro might give us a nice long to the upside at some point. That's what so this is just a demo trade. So I have not moved my stop loss because we are out of macro time and I expect it to move back and forth a little bit. I'm still hoping this could be a rejection block and it could take me out. Normally I would have taken if I would have been in a trade, I would have taken my money off here and just wait for the next macro. But I just want to see if it's respecting this rejection block or is it going to go lower within the macro. So the manipulation move of the 4 hour of the 4 o'clock candles I hope to the downside so that we get a wick and then we move up, something like that. But let's see. And they might, if they want to go lower than this, or is this the max? I don't know. We'll see. I see setting up trend line liquidity again, so that gives me hope. Sounds weird. It gives me hope, but I don't do hope. I just want everything needs to be logical. Well, fine. Yeah, you don't expect it to do this outside macro because the macros are used to that price spools into liquidity and imbalances, right? So I'm already expecting that this doesn't. Oh, I hate it. I open up my account and you hear that sound. It was like, oh my god, was I in a trade or something? It freaks me out. It was not, but I was like, oh my god! It's like when you blow your account. That's the sound, right? That's the sound of blowing account. We should make the sound of blowing account. Damn, you scared me. Why did you make that sound? Trade of 8. Do not do that again. That should be an alarm. I mean, we should make that. Did you guys hear that noise? That should be a alarm if your alarm goes off. I mean, that is just, I think for us traders, I think that is torture. Waking up with the sound of that sound. I think that will be a bad start of the day. Hey, listen, Mr. Chaos Factor. Tuesday, a lot of the times, forms the high or low of the week. A lot of the times. So it feels to me a little bit already that we are going to form the high of the week. Now, sometimes Wednesday could go over, but I think we are already in the process of. It's very bullish at the moment. Now, if we start really, really moving very fast to the downside, because it's quite a large range, then we might have a New York continuation. But then again, I still think we might, because we're consolidating a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get more room to the upside in London. Or, well, we're going to see it in a bit. I want to have my. Okay, let's see. But yeah, I definitely think when we hit this level, but we're definitely 587, so it's about 100 points from here. Okay, let's see, almost macro time. Okay, come on now, go. If it would not take me, if it would not use this fair value gap now, for example, I will highlight this for later today because it's leaving it for a reason then. Let's see. Yeah, I like the 2 hour. It was nice to, let me see, where's the 2 hour here? That's a pretty beautiful inversion, but let's see what time at 4 o'clock it will stop, right? Okay, come on. See how these ranges, nothing's being respected at the moment. This is really hard. Let's see if it, come on. There you go. Let's give it one more manipulation to the downside. 353. Mm -hmm. Mm. 354. So London is going to open in 10 minutes, or 6 minutes, sorry. It's the last week that we have the time difference between London and the US. So then again, I believe next week it will be again at 3 a.m. Eastern. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be the silver bullet of London. So let's see. The silver bullet to the upside. So I'm gonna have to. And then I want to target this area here, 588-ish. I like that area for long, but let's see, maybe if it really starts going down, because look, we have a lot of room to the downside. We also have this fair value gap here. And this is all trend line liquidity, so who knows, we might just go down for a while. We'll see. But I'm waiting for, I really want to trade, I want to trade up to here. But it has to give me a good entry. 400. Maybe he wants to go back all the way to 400. Okay, oh, that's here. Okay, let's see. Oh, 355. So when the macro is behaving like this, the 350, a lot of the times, you can write that down, guys. This is the move will start for 10 past. A lot of the times. So when macro is not running, not all, this is the specific macro that it just runs after, specifically after 10 past. Remember, there's another macro, right? A London macro, 3 past 4 until 4:33. You want to write that one down. I think it's also an ICT. ICT. It's this one. 0, 4. Am I correct? Am I confused? Until 0, 4, 3, 3. And then we have another one. Earlier one is 2:33 till 3, I believe. So those are a little bit different than we are used to, but there are specific London macros. So if 350 to 410 doesn't move, you want to start looking for this macro here. So I'm not too worried when I see this. I'm still okay with my trade. I haven't moved my stop loss because I think we can still manipulate a little bit higher, or I'm going to be stopped out. But look, equal highs, but also equal highs and equal lows. So now this is too much trend line liquidity. So So this is a rejection block here, but it gave a flat bottom candle. So let's see. This is hard. I mean, if it would just go up from here, it's really hard to enter, to be honest. I would not, I really want a entry from a lower area here. If it goes without me and stops me out on this paper trade, I know, then I know it's not the market is not giving me what I want, and it could slam back anytime to, this is too much trend line. I really want this to be cleared at least to 50%, or at least to 38%. Let me rephrase, below this level here. Let's see. Yeah, this level is good enough for me here. Maybe there's a little gap here as well. Yeah, let's go. See, there's a little gap here. Now I'm playing it very, very safe, but I could go lower. I think I can go here. Yeah, let me just, if it doesn't go to my level, I can always market order myself out of here, but I think it might reach this level here. Let's put it here. If it doesn't even go there, I mean, I'm not going to get it anyway. So. You're too damn bullish, you see that? There we go. Yeah. 401. I'm going to wait until 3 past. Let's see if it goes back down. Damn it. I'm not going to fall in that trap, guy. I'm not going to fall for the trap. Either it goes without me or not. Um, 401. There we go. Come on now. The moment it gets over this, if it stops me out, I'm going to switch bullish straight away on demo. Then I'm not going to I'll paper trade it, but then it might run without me, but I'm going to paper trade it. Then I'm going to switch. If it doesn't give me my short to here, and it stops me out, then it's too bullish. Then it's just going to continue because we already have a change in the state on the 2 hour. But I don't want to trade it because anytime it could go up here, here, before, and then go back down. I don't want that trade, but it's 3 past. Let's see. I'm going to switch. If it stops me out, I'm going to switch to a bullish trade. I think I should actually. 3 past. I'm just going to wait 1 more minute. Retest. Inversion. Technically, we already did this. We don't need to go here. We inverted this. Just creating 15-minute small candles. It's just when is the time to explode? Do you need to? Technically, we already revisited this. We just didn't revisit this one yet, so it doesn't need to go there. Oh yeah, look at this. These flat bottoms. I'm not entering any long anytime soon. I really want this to be cleared. If it goes without me. This is, in my opinion, a very low probability long. It might run, but it's just one of those things you just have. I'm letting it go because it could slam back anytime. Yeah. I think this is a trap. Yeah, I'm not taking the long. Yeah, I'm not interested. This is too trappy to me. Look at the equal lows. It's spotty. It's leaving imbalances. It left this. It could spike, but it could also just at some point manipulate one large candle to the downside. And if it spikes up, it's just a gamble. For me, it will be a gamble with leaving this all. Yeah, I've been burned too much by this kind of price action. Now this was a rejection block, so that does make sense, but it left this fair value gap. We didn't go to premium discount. Now it doesn't have to do that, but I just want to wait until it balances out a little bit more. How far away are we from the 150 macro? Yeah, just want to see how many points. Midpoint from 150 macro. Oh, exactly where I'm at my daily open. Oh, I like that. Okay, good. That is nice. I like to see that. Okay, now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I think it's going. I'm not convinced of the long, but if it goes, it goes. Just wanna wait. I really want this area to be revisited before I enter. There we go. Come on. Just go lower, 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 lower. Eight. Yeah, I think we're going to get a move to the downside now. Let's see. Let's go below 4 o'clock, please. Ten past. Yeah, I think it's a trap as well. I think it's a little bit trappy. But hey, it could spike. I mean, it could. We've seen it, but it could just also manipulate and just spike up without any giving no one room to enter. I just have. That is just for me something I need to just let go. If I would be in a normal trade, I would have gotten out already here, right? But if I would have been stopped at a trade like this, it's just a trade that I could is logical to me because I'm looking from premium discount and it just doesn't work sometimes, right? I would be okay to be stopped out, for example, but for me to enter on a long here without price not having being seeking normal premium discount and being a little bit trappy, it will be chasing for me. So then I wouldn't feel bad being stopped out in this short because it made such a large move at some point. But I would feel bad if I would enter on a long here and then it slams down on me or something. That would make me feel like, okay, I was chasing because it doesn't. There is no. It's just being trappy now and just manipulative. You know, it did give on the 2 hour. We can say, oh, it's inversed, it, but it could. You know, we still need a retest. Even though this inversed, yes, it's bullish, but we still want a retest and maybe up to midpoint of this. Well, oh, even that is not even working. Everything looks very bullish, but it's just sort of like it just keeps on going up, up, up. Let's see. But it just doesn't go up fast, right? You can see that it just sort of like, let's see. I haven't been stopped out yet, so my placement was good so far, so good. That's most important for me at this from this trade, to be honest. Like, is my stop loss placement good? If it does go down, for example, then okay, I wasn't stopped out. Now I wouldn't stay in this trade so long. I would have gotten out already, obviously, when I was green here. But this is just for me to see, okay, is my placement of my stop loss safe? 12 past. Okay, we took liquidity here, we formed a high, and now we're sort of like stalling. Hey, 80 Hyde, welcome to the family. Hey, exactly, Bowser. That's why I can't enter a long. I was saying that, like, I can't enter a long, but then sometimes it just keeps on going to the upside without rebalancing. But those are the trades I don't want to be in anymore because it can spike, it can slam down anytime, right? So I'm just still in the trade to the downside, but I could be stopped out. It's okay. This is low probability for me. Um, it's just not giving any proper rebalancing or premium discount, and it's just trapping longs, shorts, everybody now. I'm already in that short because I entered a long time ago, but I would not enter on a long here. But I can see it spike up anytime and then just make another crazy move like yesterday. Yeah, exactly. And you see how the price is already printing, right? You see the difference. It's already getting like this again. It's just not nice. I'm still on my short. I still want this area to be to go here, revisit it, but it might not do it. It might give another leg to this red line here and then maybe go down. Um, Okay, let's see. Okay, my stop loss placement is so far so good. But you can see it's literally stuck in between this Friday, 13th of March. This was the London fair value gap. You see how I was using it again, back and forth within it. Yeah, DBT, listen, I almost caught that move to the upside, but I would not have liked that because that would have been a problem for me for my consistency rule. But I was actually, I saw one of my models playing out my pre-market models, but I made a miscalculation. I entered it on a long, but then I saw, oh shit, that already played out. I have to get out. But let me just wait till one little spike up, and then it was a little bit in profit. So I got out like I think 30 seconds max before that large spike up because I thought, I miscalculated something. And I moved away to journal it. And then I saw in my back of my, what the F is happening there? And I saw that spike up. I do not want to be in that move because I was in a large move on funded next on my funded account, and it broke my account because it couldn't handle the volatility. So I got like a breach, but I was never in drawdown. It took me a week. I think I was complaining on stream about that. I was complaining. It took me a week, so I don't want to be in those moves. And also, my consistency rule would have been I would have been so much up that it would be I could not make that back. Go back into losses. So I was happy that I wasn't in that large move. So I waited, and then I played some moves to the downside again. So I made $600 in pre-market, and then I just stopped trading for the rest of the day. Yeah, I mean, so I got out 30 seconds before that move, and I thank God for that. Now I mean, it was like what, and I was like, I was like, what the hell? It was 1,000 points in the end, I think, in total. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even with one micro, and I think I was in with two micros. So imagine, and I've got a consistency rule. I'm like, oh my God, I was already up a little bit, so I didn't have much room for. I mean, imagine going back from 3K or something. It's just and it never works when you want a loss. It never works, right? I mean, you keep getting green, green, green. So I don't know. It's just crazy. I mean. So yeah, I had a few, and then I did another trade, reclaimed fair value gap. I tried to have another trade that was a demo trade because I already met my consistency rule on all my accounts, and I was like, okay, let me try that trade. So I aimed for 888, but it was too high. But it was still like every tab that it made on the reclaimed, I added 2 micros, so I ended up playing 8 micros. So on paper it was $1,000 on micros, on 8 micros, but it was just a paper trade, just practicing some stuff. There are tricks you can buy, sell ZB and lose a 30 a click if you ever make that much. Yeah, thanks for the tip. Well, I don't hope I need it. But now I was actually really happy that I didn't because on those volatility, I think those sim funded, a lot of them. I don't know if anyone traded. Did any one of you guys take that trade that large move to the upside? Okay, here we go. Did anyone take that trade and on a sim funded? Because my experience is every time when I am on the sim funded, it just blows the account because it cannot handle it. And even though I was never in drawdown, that was like a couple of weeks back, it just blew my account. And it was a trade of fate issue though. Yeah, I'm still in that bloody short. I'm still waiting for that blood. So now I'm getting ready for my long. Now, there we go. Come on. See, this was a trap, guys. It was a trap all the time. There we go. And now we've got low resistance. This is what we want. We were waiting for low resistance. But now I'm also like thinking, oh, I don't have to enter that early. I have to wait maybe until after 4 o'clock, right? But then again, I thought we might get that move here already. 19. Okay, I'm very happy with my stop loss placement. It didn't take me out. So I'm very happy with that. Of course you were Bowser. I would have been disappointed if you were not. There we go. Let's see if it can reach my level here, or does it stop at daily open? Do I need to position myself out of it, or am I good to go? So I put it a little bit lower, a little bit risky. I'm aiming for this little. So I'm trying that. My position was here first, but I just want to see, because I'm trying to improve my executions. I just want to see if it reaches this little level. Damn, good trade. Now this is enough premium discount for me, guys. I just want to see if my level is going to be hit. Now I feel more comfortable taking a long anytime. Okay, let's go. Come on, take my level. Oof. God damn it. Come on. I think this might be the silver bullet. Maybe we might get a silver bullet to the downside. All this trend line liquidity. I'm thinking of lowering my TP now, to be honest. Um, mm, mm, 23. We only took 25% of that wick. Yeah, exactly. I'm aiming for 50%. My long will be up to here. I'm thinking of getting out of the short. I don't want to wait for that target, to be honest. Let's see what it wants to do. Let's see. I really want to see this imbalance being sorted before I enter anything. There we go. Okay, boom. Okay, yeah, no, I'm Well, the question is, are we going to go lower? On the 2 hour, we have a balanced price range here. The question is, how low does it want to go? But hey, I'm getting ready for a long up to here at some point. Yeah, let's go to the 15-minute. Okay, now we finally got we got a better. So we get a macro for, you can almost, in all honesty, with a macro like this, from 3 to 33, you might get a more run to the downside. But what do we have? Yeah, we don't have a balanced price range up to here. The only thing that I'm wondering if we can go lower than this 15-minute IFUG that I marked. So it doesn't seem like it wants to, right? It seems it's staying into this IFUG. 3.8. Yeah, I don't think it wants to go lower than this IFUG. We do have an inversion here. No, this is not. This is a reclaimed again. I love my reclaims. I need to find a new color for reclaimed. This might be my entry for my long. I want to get a coffee, by the way. I like this area for a long entry. But the question is, does it want, look at this trend line, guys. There is an IFTG, there is an inversion here already on the 2 hour. Thank you for pointing that out in the chat. This is balanced. I don't think it needs to go lower than that blue line that I marked. I don't think it's going to go into that. I think that's balanced. So let's see if it's going to tap. I want to see that this is going to act as a reclaimed fair value gap, so it's going to tap into it and not go lower. Then I got my confirmation for my long. So I want this blue one to be reclaimed. Let me see, reclaimed. Bullish. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I think it's balanced below, but I could be wrong. Let's see, and then I'll have my entry or my that will be my funded 587. Let's see if it goes straight through it. I'm wrong, and I know I'm wrong because it's so much. Look at this trend line. I'm wondering if it needs to rebalance this. It's going to leave it. Yeah, let's look at SMT as well. But I want to see. I want this to be a. I want it to stop here. Let's see if it does that. Ooh, I like it. Is there news, Bowser? Hey, Bowser, let me ask you: are you seeing pre-market prep notifications from me in the Discord? Okay, I'm gonna paper trade this as well, but if it's gonna do whatever I think it's gonna do, I'm gonna enter. I'm gonna enter on every tab. I'm gonna enter on my micros. Let me see. This is my low. Should be here, midpoint. Yeah. This is the area I want to enter for my. But if it goes through it, it's over. Okay, I was just wondering if you guys were seeing it or not, so that's why I was confused. I just wanted to make sure because I thought nobody was getting their messages. Okay, I think I'm gonna enter. Micro. My T. Order filled. Oh, okay. There's one micro. Very low risk, guys. And my TP is gonna be. I am going all the way up. I'm very early, so if I get stopped out, I don't care. But I'm gonna. This is gonna be my trade. Now there is a possibility that we're going to balance out all this trend line, but I'm just wondering if I'm looking at this. I see a balanced price range here. I don't think we need to go lower than this blue line, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm just in with one micro, and I'm going to add. If we keep on rebalancing, I'm going to add every time it taps into that blue line. I'm going to keep on adding, 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 adding. Here we go. And my TP is all the way up here. This is my trade for now. I've been waiting for this trade. Okay, let's see. I added another micro. I'm gonna add every time it taps into it. I'm gonna add. I'm just adding. Let's see if I'm stopped out. I'm stopped out. Just micros I'm doing on my account, so my risk is very low. And my TP is quite high. It's 888. Yeah, it's here. 581 is the midpoint. Now I could also do one here. I'm going to get one out of here. 5. I think I'll do a midpoint of n log 523. Take one off 523. Let's see. It could fill, but there's a very high probability it could also work. Let's see. Go. Now we could go up into here and go further down to go into that. So I'm sort of thinking maybe I should take some off and wait, because if we go up here, are we going to disrespect? No, I'm going to leave it. Stick with your trade. Come on, don't be a pussy. I'm just thinking we don't need to go lower. I think this is going to get the expansion, but I could be totally wrong because everything is just overwritten and we got so much. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go. I think we're gonna continue up to 520ish. So we can look at channel before. Oh, can we look at the pre-market prep channel before open? No, I stream 850 to 920 every time. Browser. And then I try to put the some trade ideas in the tab in the Discord. That's what I do. Welcome to the family, Thomas. Oh, is the sound off on? Oh, I'm just trying to keep you updated if I change if there's any things that I'm looking at. I really wanted to leave this area for expansion, but it's sort of like hanging too. I don't like it that it's hanging too. It could fail. It could be also sometimes I notice with these reclaims it's just temporarily. I also had that trade yesterday. It was just it went into a fair value gap here, and then that was it. It functioned as a reclaim, but just for a short time. And maybe my trade is a bit too early for what I want. So it's maybe not ready to move yet, but let's see. I'm still thinking it's just balance. I mean, it doesn't need to go lower, but it needs to start expanding. It needs to move away. It's just consolidating again now. It's annoying, but it's. I mean, what do I want to do with you? I think it should start expanding and then range until 520ish, and form the London high, so a little bit higher than we have now. Hmm. So on the 4 hour, we took out liquidity into a fair value gap. So I'm wondering, I'm a little bit conflicted. I still believe in the trade, but it might be too early because we have so much trend line liquidity here. But I really like this level. And so far so good, but we have a flat bottom here. It's not. You want to see like a few tabs and then maybe one or two more, and then it moves away. Let's see. I might add when it goes down. Let's see. But then again, we have got this here. This needs to be disrespected. Do you want to go down here? Are you sure, NQ? Are you sure? Am I wrong? Am I missing something? You want to go lower? Then disrespect this? Could be. What time is it? 4:42. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can stay above this blue line until the macro. If not, it's game over for the trade. I need to wait. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, 350. You want to go back to 350? 350, that's here. Okay, let's see. Okay, tapped again. Let's keep heading. So I keep adding, every time it taps into this line, I add, I add a micro. Oh. Now I'm going to take some off here, I think, because I just don't like the structure too much, because we've got too much trend line liquidity. It might go to this line here and then go down and then later on here, but might be a little bit too early. But hey, Tamir, how are you doing? I love those weekends. Okay, let's see. We can add one more. I hope I get one more tap into this area, then we have a balance. We have a lack of manipulation here. So one more wick. I just want a little wick, then I'm done. And I've got like. And then you need to move to the upside, or you can move now. That's okay as well. I don't mind. What time is it? 4:48. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see if one more tab takes out this, gives this one a little bit of a wick. Let's see if it holds. Um, I will take a lot of off in this fair value gap here, and then a few runners to the upside. Now, the question is this 530 going to be it? I'm going to take some off here, 530, and then my TP, my final TP will be 587. But it does start to need running now in the macro. This needs to become a bullish macro. 520. Oh, I like it. 520. 520, 580, 520, 580. I like it. Okay, let's see if it takes me out. Okay, manipulation, that's okay. There we go. Might be bearish. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna leave this for now. Market 450. Okay, I'm gonna enter 452. Let me just. It's just a paper. I'm not in my account yet. My stop loss is gonna be here below. My TP is gonna be the same. It's really cool. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Is that it? Or am I reading it wrong? You're balanced. You should be balanced. Didn't go below 3 o'clock. Ooh, yeah, I like you. There we go. Okay, we're back in. I need to see, I need to start running. It's a little bit low probability now with this RFUG and this two. It's sort of like this is in the way now. Maybe it wants to go one leg low and then I think it's. Yeah, let it go lower. Okay. But you see, it doesn't really. It's no expansion from here. Come on, you need to expand either or. Okay. You're holding up. So I'm conflicted a little bit because I see this trend line liquidity. I'm like, come on, take it out. But then on the other hand, I also see a balanced price range here. So I'm just wondering, maybe it doesn't want to go lower. But it looks like it wants to go lower. But on the other hand, I'm just thinking like, you could spike back any time. So yeah, I would never go short here. But I don't know when it's ready to run to the upside because it's just trickling down. What are you for a level? What do I mark here? 230. What are you? 239. Okay, I don't know. Um, so that's why I'm conflicted a little bit. I don't want to enter. I want to enter a long in this area. I think we might get a run after 5 o'clock, and then we'll see what it wants to do. I think it's going to go to the upside, but I could be dead wrong. But we've been creating liquidity to the upside. We're just trickling down, taking a little bit of the trend line, and then I think it might be ready to run. I think this one is still in play, but 5 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna. So this is just a. I haven't entered on my account yet. I'm out, but I think this is. I'm still like it. 20, it's too big. I like it. Let's see. Should I wait until we have? How far are we into this fair value gap? Did we mark this? Yes, I'll wait a little bit longer. I'm just gonna wait. 5 o'clock. Even though if I'm still bullish, I want to see the 5 o'clock candle going lower because then it creates the wick right from the 5 o'clock candle, so that I want it to go lower. I'm still very bullish, guys. I'm still very bullish, but it's really hard to enter. I won't miss that trade to the upside. Still bullish, bullish, bullish. How low do you want to go? We are 3 o'clock. We are below 4. Where's my midnight? We are below. We are above midnight. I don't think we're going to see midnight. Yeah. I think I should already enter it. I think we're going to spike up. Yeah, I don't want to miss this trade, guys. I'm going to get it in. I'm not going to miss this one. I think I'm just going to take the risk. Here we go. I entered one. I'll add. Stop loss is going to go below 3 o'clock. And again, it's going to be 5505. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 3 past. Okay, you're above this here. There we go. Okay. Nasty area. I mean, it's not a bit annoying here. Went into this one here. There we go. I just don't like how it moves. See, we're back in the old, back to the old games again. F Q and Q. But I'm aiming with one micro now, guys. Oh, I didn't even put it on here. Oh, I should add another one. Let me see. Let's see, it wants to spike up. Okay, now I really want to see it push through these levels here. Otherwise, I'm just wrong.
Yeah, I've got to wait for my trade. It's not going to give it me. It's not going to give it to me now, unfortunately. Um, I'm still bullish. I think it just wants a little bit more of this. I mean, it makes sense, right? This trend line liquid, but you never know how far. I think we might go all the way here. But it's not moving very, in a nice way. So, yeah, we just have to wait until price eases up again. This is just consolidating, trickling down. I don't think it wants to go really a lot. It's just this is this is still balanced here. If it goes below this line, we could see all the way back down here then, but London high 317. But yeah. I need to eat something. I'm hungry. Um, when chart is going silent, everyone is trying to catch a trade. Not good for a long now. I agree. It's a little bit too well. It could have used this as a reclaim for value and take off because this could have been considered a balanced price range, but it's just disrespecting it. So, and taking the trend line liquidity. So, do you think this is long or short pre-market? I have a long bias for the pre-market, but then again, if it's going to disrespect this balanced price range, I don't know. Look on the 2 hour, it's very clear, right? We've got an inversion here. The question is, how deep does it want to go into this inversion? I guess it wants to take out all the trend line liquidity. So I would really wait until it's done here, but I'm still bullish, to be honest. On the other hand, if it goes all the way down and it doesn't respect this inversion, I mean, then that throws out the longs out the window. I don't think so. I think actually New York, if it's going to run, well, technically we wanted to see the run already, but it could do it in pre-market and then London, New York. Do we have news, by the way? Also with trendline liquidity, it never takes it out fully. So I'm very aware of this area that it could bounce any time. Forex factory. Oh, 5:30, we've got Flash Manufacturing GBP news.
And we've got 9:45 news in New York. No 8:30 news, only 9:45 news. And that's it. But GBP at 5:30, guys, so that's in 15 minutes. Let's see. That might be the turn. Oh, we do have ADP, 8:15. Oh, we do have non-farm. Are you kidding me? Are we in non-farm? Are we on an NFP week, guys? We don't refis. It's a yellow folder, but it's revised because, ooh, we are in NFP. NFP protocol might be on. Are you kidding? Let's see what Wednesday. Hmm. Thursday, unemployment claims. Friday, revised sentiment. Okay, we don't have a regular NFP, but okay. Well, just be careful. Revised NFP. Yeah. Where's my sign? Okay. Well, you didn't do your job as you. Oh, okay. So no more inversion, no more higher time frame inversion. It's sort of a bummer. This would have been nice if this was if this would have hold, but it did not, unfortunately. We might go back all the way down into this area. Yeah. Now this is not holding, so I guess we could go all the way back into this range now, and balance out more of this large wick, a candle, right? So just going back into this range here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it because I'm interested. But again, now this whole my setup is not really interesting anymore because I was actually, you know, wanted the inversion to be valid, invalidated again. Look, we took it, we went over it, and now we're fully back into it. So that really, I mean, let's see if it could go just all the way into the wick and then still be valid, but then it's a little bit more tricky. It's just tricky with such a large range, and we've got this end walk here. I think we might go back into this range here, this little gap. So I'm not that bullish anymore now, I guess. So, but who knows? It might spike back up again because this 2-hour candle. What time are you? Do you start? It's 2 to 4, and this is 5 to 4 to 6. Okay, so you go 1 more hour. Okay, so you could go out of it. Okay, that's possible. If we start going up from here, then it still could be. Could be that this is the turn here at 20, 520. I'm still bullish, but let's see on the 1 hour. Okay. And this needs to hold. Liquidity. We don't want to go lower. It does make sense. Let me just double check something here. It's going to be a V-shaped recovery from here all the way back up. I need to get some food, guys. I think I'm going to stop the stream. I need to get some breakfast. I haven't eaten yet, really. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to watch this because I'm still interested in that trade, but I'm still, I'm just gonna show you again on the daily what I'm looking at. So the daily wick is here. So the 50% is here, and the 1/3 level is here. We reached a quarter level, so obviously we're gonna get a reaction. That makes sense. But on the daily, we also have a gap here. So I'm really thinking that we do want to, as being Tuesday, we might want to have a Tuesday high. And I'm just wondering if we want to go a little bit higher. But this could be it as well. I mean, we could have reached the daily high, but there was something else here that I thought of. So this 50% is at daily, and then we reject from here somewhere. Yeah. What did I see on the weekly as well? There was something on the weekly. Where is this line here? 593. There's so many wicks here. I think it really wants to do more work here in this wick. So the first level will be here. Yeah, I really think we are going to go back because look at this. This area is so, there's so much work to be done here. Yeah. But yeah, let's be patient and see what price is doing. So it's not ready for what I want to see it doing, but that's okay. We cannot have our ways always, right? You want something and then it's just not there yet. I guess it looks more bearish than bullish for the time being. Okay, guys, any questions before I let you go? See, it took liquidity here and now it's going to go further down back into the N wolf, I think. Any questions, my dear friends and family, my trading family? Oh, I'm so hungry, guys. No more questions, amigos. Well, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. And you know where to find me in the Discord. Um, okay. Oh, I'm really hungry now. I get a little bit grumpy because I'm like, oh my god, I'm just really, I haven't eaten anything. I'm trying to extend my morning breakfast a little bit, but I'm ODing on avocados because we got the avo tree here. I'm sort of like bored with it now a little bit. I've eaten so much avos. But it's sort of like I give them away a lot, but I sort of still have a lot. And then I make everything is literally every meal is with avocado. So I'm getting a little bit fed up with it. But yeah, I mean it's such a nice present from just nature, right? Just having avos fall from the tree. But anyway, so I guess I'm eating avos now. Something with avos. Until I'm really. I think we're done anytime. But you know what? At some point they're ripe in the tree. When they fall, they're going to splash open. So I'm hoping the monkeys and some other birds are eating them. So, yeah, let's see. I think maybe we are ready for the move to the upside, but we'll see. It's hard. Um, it's just not clear. So it's not A plus anymore. So we just have to wait. Okay, guys, I'm going to eat and I'll talk to you later. You know where to find me if you have any questions. Yeah, thank you and have a nice day, guys. And I'll see you tomorrow in London again.